Welcome to the AI for Career Success video overview by Kurt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition. I'm Velma. Today we're diving into the future of AI, and we're getting it straight from one of the most important minds in the field, Google DeepMind CEO Demis Hassabis. This is all based on a fantastic interview he gave on the All In Podcast YouTube channel. So, if you want to know where AI is headed, well, you listen to one of its main architects.
To really understand where AI is going, we first have to understand the person who's been behind so much of its incredible progress.
And for Demis Hassabis, this isn't just some corporate job, it's a mission he's been on since he was a kid. And his work? It's so groundbreaking that his project, AlphaFold, which basically solved the protein folding problem, just earned him a Nobel Prize. I mean, that's the level of impact we're talking about here.
He's at the helm of a team of over 5,000 people, mostly PhDs and top-tier engineers. He calls DeepMind the engine room of Google, and it's the perfect description. They're the ones building the core AI models, like Gemini, that get woven into basically every Google product you and I use.
Okay, so let's get into one of the most fascinating new frontiers, and that's teaching AI to understand not just words and pictures, but the physical world itself. This is where things start to get really wild.
The central idea is something called a world model. The best way to think about it is, well, how does a toddler learn about gravity? Not from a textbook, right? They learn by dropping their spoon over and over again. This AI does the same thing, but by watching millions of videos, it starts to build its own common-sense understanding of physics, how things move, how they bounce, how they interact.
And they have this incredible new model that shows this concept in action. It's called Genie, and what it does is just wow. It creates entire playable interactive worlds from a simple text prompt.
It's truly amazing. You can just type in a prompt and it builds a world you can actually play in. And here's the kicker. Every single pixel is being generated in real time as you move. It's not running on some pre-built game engine. The AI is literally dreaming up the physics and the environment as you go.
Now, this is so much bigger than just making cool video games. This is a fundamental building block for true artificial general intelligence. I mean, an AI can't be truly general if it doesn't get how our world actually works. And this is the key to making robotics work in the real world, to have robots that can navigate our homes safely.
But with all of this mind-blowing progress, we're not at AGI just yet. So what's still missing? Hassabis gives a really clear-headed, expert take on this huge question. He makes the point that today's AIs, as impressive as they are not what he would call PhD intelligences. Why? Because they're inconsistent. They can do some things at an expert level, but then turn around and make a simple mistake a high schooler wouldn't. A true AGI would be reliable and capable across the board. And here's a distinction that I think is just brilliant. His AlphaGo system could master the game of Go and even invent strategies humans had never thought of. But a true AGI, he says, should be able to invent a game as elegant and deep as Go from scratch. See the difference? It's one thing to master the rules, it's another thing entirely to create them.
So when does he think we'll get there? His prediction is somewhere in the next 5 to 10 years. And he thinks it's going to take one or two more fundamental breakthroughs, not just scaling up the models we already have. What will those breakthroughs be? Well, that's the billion-dollar question everyone's trying to answer.
So even before we hit full AGI, how are these systems changing our world? Well, let's look at how they're already starting to unlock whole new worlds in science and creativity.
Think about drug discovery. On average, it takes about 10 years and literally billions of dollars to bring one new drug to market. It's an incredibly slow, complex, and high-stakes process.
But now, with his spinout company, Isomorphic Labs, AI is set to completely shatter that timeline. They're building on the AlphaFold work to design new drugs entirely inside a computer. And get this, their first drug candidates are going into preclinical phases next year. This is a total game changer for medicine.
And on the creative side, it's just as revolutionary. We're seeing new tools pop up that are putting the power of a professional studio into anyone's hands. We're talking AI video generators, amazing image editors, tools that can take an idea from your head and make it real in seconds.
And this creates this really cool dynamic. On one hand, it's democratizing creativity. Anyone can create high-quality stuff without needing years of training on complex software. But at the same time, it's supercharging the pros, making the best artists and filmmakers 10 or even 100 times more productive.
So what's the end game here? Where is all this leading? Well, Hassabis wraps up with a really powerful and optimistic prediction for the next decade.
He really believes that the arrival of AGI will be the ultimate tool for science, that it will kick off a new renaissance, that it will help us finally solve some of humanity's oldest and biggest challenges, from energy to health to so much more. That's the dream that's driving all this research, and it's a pretty incredible one.
Thanks for watching. This is where we teach you AI and help you get smarter than your competition. To keep learning with us, subscribe to the AI for Career Success YouTube channel. And if you found this overview valuable, please like, comment, and share it to help us reach a wider audience.